Hi friends, welcome back. In previous video, we have seen the selection criteria for operational amplifier, then design of some of the applications of op-amp like inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, design of I to V converter and V to I converter. In this video, we will discuss the design of instrumentation amplifier and design of heatsink. You know that an instrumentation amplifier is the amplifier which is used in the industrial applications to amplify the output of sensors and transducers. Theoretically, you might have studied the theory of instrumentation amplifier in second year. Now let us brief the theory, equation for gain of instrumentation amplifier, and then we will solve some problems based on the design of instrumentation amplifier. So let us start from the block diagram of instrumentation amplifier. Okay, so an instrumentation amplifier is the amplifier used in the industrial applications to amplify the output of transducers and sensors. In many industrial applications, it is required to measure the physical quantities such as temperature, pressure, flow. Measurement of these quantities, we can use the sensors and transducer for the measurement. But the output of these sensors is very low, and because of this, such a low level signal cannot drive the display unit. It cannot be measured and displayed. So instrumentation amplifier is the solution. It is the amplifier using operational amplifier which amplifies the output of transducer or sensors up to the significant level so as to drive the display unit, and then it can be measured. Okay, so this is the basic block diagram of instrumentation amplifier, which consists of physical quantity under measurement. Then physical quantity may be pressure, temperature, flow, etc. Then this will be sensed by the transducer. Output of transducer is given to the instrumentation amplifier, and then there will be a display unit. Okay, so whatever are the requirements of an ideal operational amplifier, those requirements are same for an ideal instrumentation amplifier. That means an instrumentation amplifier should have accurate, large and stable voltage gain. It should have high input impedance, zero output impedance, high CMRR, high bandwidth, low input output offset voltages and currents. You know the ideal characteristics of op-amp. All the characteristics are same for an instrumentation amplifier. So very popular circuit used as an instrumentation amplifier in industrial application is an op-amp based three operational amplifier based instrumentation amplifier. You can see. So to achieve this specification by an instrumentation amplifier using single op-amp, it is difficult. So the circuit which consists of three op-amps is very popular in industrial applications. So you can observe the circuit diagram. Here there are three operational amplifiers. Op-amp A1, A2 and A3 are the three operational amplifiers, A1, A2 and A3. Now you can observe that V1 is the input signal applied to op-amp A1, V2 is the input signal applied to A2. So these two input signals are applied to the non-inverting terminals. Therefore A1 and A2 are used in non-inverting mode. A3, the third op-amp, is used in simple differential mode, because the outputs of both the op-amps, that is VO1 and VO2, both the outputs of A1 and A2 are applied as input to A3. Okay, now let us denote some points like A, B, C and D are the points. Suppose here E, F, G and H are the different points located. We can denote it here. Let if V1 is the voltage present at this point A, same voltage will be at point B. V1 is the same voltage present at point B because of virtual short concept. Similarly, if V2 is the voltage at present at point D, then same voltage V2 will be at point C because of again virtual short concept, right? There are two feedback resistors, RF and RF, both are having equal values, therefore denoted as RF1 and RF2 is equal to RF. This is the feedback resistor for op-amp A1, this is the feedback resistor for op-amp A2. Okay, and an operational amplifier draws zero current, no current in the input bias current is 0, therefore no current is flowing through these branches. Same current I is flowing from point E to point H, okay, as the current is not divided. In between two feedback resistors there is a gain adjustment resistor RG, which will be the addition of two resistors. R is a fixed resistor and P1 is the variable resistor potentiometer P1. So RG will be equal to R plus P1. RG is called as gain adjustment resistor. So this circuit, the beauty of this circuit is that it can provide the gain adjustment by using a single resistor RG. So overall gain of this circuit can be varied by using the gain adjustment resistor RG, which is the combination of R and P1. The outputs of two op amps VO1 and VO2 is given as an input to op amp A3, which is connected in differential mode. So feedback resistor R2 and this compensating resistor R2 are having same value, therefore denoted with the R2 and R2. Similarly, the resistor input resistor R1 and R1 having same value, therefore denoted as R1. Okay, so this is the circuit description. Now we will do the analysis of equation for gain of instrumentation amplifier. So as I told you, by using virtual short concept, if A is equal to V1, B is also equal to V1 in that circuit diagram. Here by mistake I have written VGC. It is because of virtual short concept VSC. Okay. Similarly, if point D is at V2, point C is also at V2 because of virtual short concept. Okay. Now moving further, current I is flowing through the branch from E to H. Therefore, current I can be written as Vf minus Vg divided by Rg, because I is flowing through Rg from Vf to Vg. Similarly, by using virtual short concept, we can write I is equal to V1 minus V2 divided by Rg, because Vf is nothing but V1 and Vg is nothing but V2. Again, the same current is flowing through Rf, the two resistors. Therefore, we can write I is equal to VO1 minus Vf, and Vf is nothing but V1. Similarly, Vg minus VO2 divided by Rf. VO2 is nothing but Vg is nothing but V2. So we can write down these two equations, and these two equations will generate two equations further like this. IRF1 or IRF is equal to VO1 minus V1, and IRF is equal to VO2 minus V2 minus VO2. Okay, these two equation number 2 and 3. Now we will consider this VO1 equation number 1, in which let us put the value of I from equation number 1 into equation number 2 and 3, so that we will get the final equations for VO1 and VO2. So here we have kept the value of I from equation number 1, that is V1 minus V2 divided by Rg. We will simplify this equation. After simplification and rearranging the term, you will get VO1 is equal to this equation number 4. Similarly, in the equation of VO2 also, by keeping the value of I and rearranging the terms, you will get equation number 5. Okay, so we have got VO1 and VO2, these two equations. Now the overall gain of the differential amplifier at the output, or overall output of the differential amplifier, final output you can say, which can be calculated by using this equation. VO is equal to R2 by R1. This R2 by R1 is the gain of differential amplifier second stage, and VO2 minus VO1 is the gain of first stage. So we have got the equations for VO2 and VO1. Okay, so let us put the values of VO2 and VO1 from these previous equations. So what you will get, final equation of VO, This bracket will indicate the value of VO1 and this will be VO2, VO1 minus VO2. After rearranging the terms and simplifying this equation, finally you will get VO by V2 minus V1 is equal to R2 by R1 divided by 1 plus 2RF by RG. Okay, so VO by V2 minus V1 is nothing but gain, output upon input, so it will be equal to 1 plus RF 2RF by RG into R2 by R1. So you can say here the final equation of gain of instrumentation amplifier will be the multiplication of product of two gains of two stages. A1 is the gain of first stage, which is nothing but equal to 1 plus 2RF by RG, as both are connected in non-inverting mode. So gain of non-inverting amplifier 1 plus RF by RG. Here there are two op amps, therefore 1 plus 2 RF by RG. And second stage A2, that is gain of differential amplifier R2 by R1. So A is equal to A1 A2, which is equal to 1 plus 2 RF by RG into R2 by R1. So this is the equation for gain of instrumentation amplifier. You have to keep in mind this equation. Then what is RG? RG is the gain adjustment resistor, which will be the addition of R plus P1. Now we can modify this for the minimum and maximum values of RG. So with the maximum gain can be denoted as A max is equal to 1 plus RF by minimum value of resistor RG mean. Rest of the formula is same. Similarly, what will be the RG mean? Minimum value of that branch will be the fixed resistor value only. That means if potentiometer P is at minimum position, that means P is equal to 0, as we know that RG is equal to R plus P1. So minimum value of RG will be only R. Okay. Similarly, A mean, that is minimum value of gain, can be written as 1 plus 2 RF by RG max. Maximum value of RG is nothing but R plus P1. So again you have to remember these two formulae for design. Okay. So what are the design steps for an instrumentation amplifier? So first of all, the step number one will be always list out what is given in the problem, list out the given parameters, then calculation of all the components. So by default the op amps are op amp 741, calculation of R1 and R2. So you are having the formula A is equal to A1 A2, as well as where A1 is equal to 1 plus RF 2 RF by RG and A2 is equal to R2 by R1. Now you also know the formula for A max and A min. When the formula is for A max, it will be with RG min, and A min is equal to RG max. Okay. Then list out all the calculated and standard values, and don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at last. Okay. So let us take one example. Number one, in an instrumentation amplifier, find the suitable value of RG to provide the gain of 1000 if RF is equal to 15 kilo ohm, R1 equal to 1 kilo ohm and R2 is equal to 2 kilo ohm. So in this problem, it is not asked to design the circuit. Already the circuit component values are mentioned in the problem. R1, R2, RF are given. So let us list out these values here. And what is asked to calculate? It is asked to calculate RG only. Okay. So you know the formula, A is equal to this standard formula, which is multiplication of gain of first stage into gain of second stage. This is the gain of non-inverting amplifier, and this is the gain of differential amplifier, second stage. So keeping all the values, you will get the value of RG as 60.12, and you can select the standard value of 60 ohm. Okay, that's it. Then second problem, design an instrumentation amplifier to realize a differential gain adjustment from 5 to 500. Assume that R2 is equal to twice of R1 and a variable resistance is 10 kilo ohm. Okay. So let us list out what is given. In the step 1, the given parameters are minimum value of gain adjustment or gain varies from 5 to 500. Therefore A min is equal to 5, A max equal to 500. Also given that R2 is equal to twice of R1. Okay, so second step, you have to calculate the value of R1 and R2. So here, as I told you, A is equal to A1 A2. A2 is nothing but R2 by R1. So by using this relationship, you will get R2 by R1, this ratio as 2. Okay, that means if you assume R1 equal to 10 kilo ohm, both are unknown, you have to assume one component value. So assuming R1 equal to 10 kilo ohm, you will get R2 is equal to 20 kilo ohm. So now R1 you got as 10 kilo ohm, R2 as 20 kilo ohm. Third step, calculating the value of RF, R and RG. Okay, so again write down the formula, standard formula for A max is equal to 1 plus 2 RF by RG min into R2 by R1. Here maximum value of gain is considered, so minimum value of resistance. RG min means minimum value, potentiometer is in 0 position, that means minimum value is R. Okay, so by keeping the value of A max here, R2 by R1, R2 is equal to twice of R1, keeping the value of R2 here, so you will get one equation, 2RF minus 249R is equal to 0. Give this as equation number 2. Okay, then put the formula for A mean, minimum value of gain. For minimum value of gain, there will be RG max. RG max will be the addition of R plus P1. Okay, and R2 can be replaced by 2R1 as it is given in the problem. So A mean is kept here, R as it is, and that P1 is a variable resistor is 100 kilo ohm. By rearranging this, you will get this equation number 4, 2RF minus 1.5R is equal to 150 kilo ohm. Now you can solve these two simultaneous equations, equation number 3 and 4. So solving these two, you will get the value of R, it is equal to 606 ohms. So you can select the standard value from the data sheet as R is equal to 620 ohms. Okay, by keeping this value of R in any one of the two equations, that means equation number 3 and 4, you can calculate the value of RF also. So RF you will get as 77.190 kilo ohm. Select a standard value of 75 kilo ohm. Accordingly, you can calculate the value of RG as R plus P1, it is equal to 100.6 kilo ohm. So you can select a variable resistor of so you can calculate the gain adjustment resistor as P plus R, that P is nothing but variable resistor 100 kilo ohm given in the problem, and 620 is the calculated value and standard value you have selected for R, so it will become equal to 110 kilo ohm. And don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at the last with all component values. Okay, here you can see there are 3 op amps, RF and RF are the same resistors having same value 75 kilo ohm. R is 620 ohm, P1 is given in the problem 100 kilo ohm. Then this R1 and R1 having the same value 10 kilo ohm, just you have calculated. This feedback resistor R2 and this is again R2 is equal to 20 kilo ohm, having same values. Op amp A1, A2, A3 with plus VCC and minus VCC. So you can also list out the calculated values and selected values, standard values. If R1 is equal to 1 kilo ohm, so standard is 10 kilo ohm. R2 is equal to 20, same value. RF is calculated value 77 and you have considered 75 kilo ohm. P1 100 kilo ohm. RG 1110 kilo ohm. R is equal to 606 and 620 ohms, like this. Okay, so in this way you have to solve the problem for 8 marks, design an instrumentation amplifier. So all the 3 op amps are 74 op amps and 741 ICs, and all other components you have to calculate. Okay, if the value of variable resistor is not given in the problem, that means potentiometer, you can assume that value also as 100 kilo ohm or any standard value like 150 kilo ohm, 200 kilo ohm, etc. Okay, and then solve the problem. Coming to the next problem, designing an instrumentation amplifier to vary the gain from 1 to 10,000. Now the gain is variable, minimum value is 1 and maximum is 10,000. Assume R1 is equal to 5 times of R2 and P1 is equal to 100 kilo ohm. Okay, if P1 is not given, you can assume the suitable value as I told you. So very first step is list out the given parameters: minimum value of gain, maximum value of gain, P1, R1 is equal to 5 times of R2. So based on this equation relationship, if you assume R2 20 kilo ohm, you will get R1 is equal to 100 kilo ohm. Okay, calculation of then R1 and RF. So by using the same formula, A max is equal to this formula, you will get one equation. So equation number 1, RF is equal to this. Similarly, by using second formula, A mean, by using this A mean, this standard formula, we will get the equation number 2. So by solving equation number 1 and 2, you will get the value of R as 8 ohms. You can select the standard value from the datasheet as 8.2 kilo ohm, and the same value which you have selected as a standard value, that should be used in the next calculations, keep in mind. So keeping that value in any of the equation 1 or 2, you will find the value of RF as 204.99 kilo ohm. So you can select a standard value of resistor from the datasheet as 200 kilo ohm. Okay, so accordingly you can calculate the value of Rg is equal to R plus P1. R is, you have considered the standard value 8.2 ohm and P1 is 100 kilo ohm, so it will be 100, approximately 100 kilo ohm. Okay, so list out all the calculated and selected values, just I told you. So these are the components from R to Rg, calculated values and standard values. Okay, and don't forget to draw the circuit diagram at the last with RF same resistors having 200 kilo ohm, R 8.2, P1 100 kilo ohm, R1 and R1 having same value 100 kilo ohm, R2 and R2 having same value 20 kilo ohm. All the op amps are IC 741s. Okay, next one, for an instrumentation amplifier, find the suitable value of Rg to provide the output of 3 volt if AI is equal to just a minute, AI is equal to 2 and V2 is equal to 5 millivolt, V1 is equal to 2 millivolt and RF equal to 15 kilo ohm. This is somewhat a different one. So what is given? VO is equal to 3 volt, V1 3 millivolt, V2 equal to 5 millivolt, RF is equal to 15 kilo ohm and A2 is equal to R2 by R1 is equal to 2. So A2 is given here, not AI, it is A2. That means gain of second stage is given as 2. That means R2 by R1 is equal to 2 is given in the problem. So V1 and V2 are the two input voltages applied to the two non-inverting terminals of op amp A1 and A2. RF are the feedback resistor, 15 kilo ohm is given. So you know the gain equation, standard equation, VO by V2 minus V1, output upon input. Input is the difference between two input signals. So you will get this gain as 1500 will be the value of gain. Now use this standard formula, A is equal to 1 plus RF 2RF by Rg into R2 by R1, keeping the value of gain 1500 and keeping all the values RF, and this is the value of R2 by R1. So you will get Rg, value of Rg as 30 kilo ohm minus 999, it is equal to 27 kilo ohm. So you can select a standard value of Rg from the data sheet, here not written, you can select it as 27 kilo ohm. Okay, so it is asked in the problem just to calculate the value of suitable value of Rg and we have calculated here. So this is how you can solve the problems based on instrumentation amplifier. In the exam, the problem it may be asked to draw the circuit diagram of instrumentation amplifier using 3 op amp and derive the equation for gain of instrumentation amplifier, as well as it can be asked to design the instrumentation amplifier. So you will have to design, you will have to calculate the values for different components like R1, R2, RG, RF, etc. Just we have solved like that. Okay, now in the previous exam, one problem was asked based on the design of heat sink. Heat sinks are the mechanical components which are used to dissipate the additionally generated heat, so as to protect the components, so as to protect the ICs, integrated circuits. Okay, so the problem is like this: design a heat sink whose maximum transient junction temperature is 135 degrees Celsius. Junction temperature is given, then ambient temperature is 35 degrees Celsius, power dissipation is 100 watt, and theta Jc is equal to 0.4 degrees Celsius per watt, theta Cs is equal to 0.1 degree Celsius per watt. Okay, so Tj means junction temperature is given 135 degrees Celsius, Ta ambient temperature 35 degrees Celsius, power dissipation is 100 watt, theta Jc means thermal equivalent of between junction and case, thermal equivalent between case and sink, and thermal equivalent between sink and ambient. Let us see one diagram. I will show you here. You can see this diagram. This is suppose junction here. So the junction temperature is denoted by Tj. This is temperature of the case denoted by Tc. This is temperature of sink denoted by Ts, and ambient temperature will be denoted by Ta. Okay, now the equivalent resistance between junction and case will be denoted as thermal equivalent, denoted as Jc. Theta Jc is the thermal equivalent of temperature between T J and Tc. That's why denoted as theta Jc. Similarly, the thermal equivalent between case and sink is denoted as theta Cs. Similarly, between sink and ambient, it is denoted as theta Sa. Okay, so this is the electrical equivalent circuit of heat sink, junction, case, sink, and ambient are the 4 points. The 4 temperatures are denoted as Tj, Tc, Ts, and Ta. Similarly, 3 thermal equivalents are denoted by theta Jc, theta Cs, and theta Sa. Okay, so what are the values given in the problem? Theta Jc is given, theta Cs and theta Sa is asked to calculate here. Okay, so power dissipation is the difference between two temperatures divided by thermal equivalent. By using this formula, Pd is equal to theta J, Pd is equal to Tj minus Ta divided by theta Ja, where Tj is nothing but the junction temperature, power dissipation will be equal to Tj minus Ta divided by total thermal equivalent resistance, which is nothing but theta Ja, theta Ja. Okay, so here it is mentioned theta Ja. So where theta Ja is nothing but equal to the addition of all 3 thermal equivalents, theta Jc plus theta Cs plus theta Sa. So keeping this value here, Pd will be equal to Tj minus Ta. After simplifying this equation, Tj minus Ta is equal to Pd into this, and finally you will get theta Sa is equal to 0.5 degree Celsius per watt. Okay, so we have to refer the data sheet to select a heat sink with having theta Sa is equal to 0.5 degree Celsius per watt. This is very simple problem. You just have to keep in mind this diagram and this important formula. This diagram you have to keep in mind, as well as this important formula: PD is equal to Tj minus Ta divided by this thermal equivalent, addition of all thermal equivalent resistors. Okay, so up to this video, that's all from my side. In the next video we'll discuss some other problems based on design of different ICs. Okay, thank you.